There was one time and I came back home and then somebody called me and it was like, "Yo, you all right? You good?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm fine. I'm in my house."
Did they shoot in the air or they shot at somebody?
I don't know.
Okay.
Okay. Oh wait.
All that matters
First
is it
of
was
all,
a shot.
First of all,
there's
the
a
fact
difference.
The fact that black people ask that question, like that's the problem. The fact that black people are like, "Wait a minute, we talking about shooting." Was they shooting at people, or was it shooting in the air? In the air, a gun came out. Like
It was
guns
fired.
ain't supposed to be regular like that, where they just pop out. Like
Yeah.
At Papados.
Yeah.
At Papados.
That's where you pop it out at Papados. We pop out at your party. No, we pop out at Papados. That's what it
The
is.
gun shouldn't come out at Papados ever.
It's not just black people
great
that ask
salsa.
that.
No.
It's only black
I'm just
people.
messing.
Who else says, "Oh, was they shooting in the
They
air? Was they
shooting at
shooting?"
somebody?
It wasn't that you said it. It's the way you said it. Like
I
you're
know.
like, "Oh,
got shot?"
Are they really?
Yeah.
Why y'all acting
just
all
shot
serious?
somebody.
Why y'all acting all serious? It's just guns.
You the main dude of the party. Like, why y'all leaving? Y'all leaving?
He
Y'all
ain't
leaving because
dead.
somebody shot somebody?
Because it got to be
Okay.
an ugly
Okay.
situation.
He ain't dead.
Wait. You remember when old dude got there was near Carrington's where the dude got shot? And everybody was like, "Well, he got shot at Sleepy's Po' Boy."
Yeah, I remember that.
You know what I feel? Sleepy's Po' Boys is great. Now I feel like I'm like talking down.
I was like, damn,
Yo.
nigga, you just gonna blow up the spot? That's where I go get.
Yo.
I get the best boudin balls in the city.
First of all, you
But
try
who
to-
still goes to Carrington's is the question.
Yeah.
I only go to Carrington's because I have connections in Carrington. Look, no, you know what?
No. Wait.
I still go.
Why?
I live
why
near.
are we talking bad about? Like,
I live near.
Carrington's a good
Plus,
spot.
I love going to where my people go. I don't like to go to I don't like to drive far. So they're like, go over here. I'll be like, I could just
It's
literally
like
go.
walking distance.
Yeah, I could drink. I'm drinking alcohol, and I could get home very safely.
As long
Because-
as no one follows you.
As long as no one follow, they ain't gonna follow me. If you follow me and
It's
get
a 60-year-old woman.
to where I'm getting at and
She's
get
coming
in
for
my
you.
spot,
It's a 60-year-old woman.
No, he
and
didn't
she coming
say.
for you.
What's the other spot? What's the other spot?
the duck off.
No.
Damn, where you just blowing up my
On
spots?
Maine. It was something else on Maine, wasn't it?
Oh, there was something on Maine, but it shut down.
There's the duck off. There's that. There's also there was.
Spot next to TSU where all the old people hang out.
Oh, Smitty's.
Oh no.
You talking about Smitty's.
Plus, I don't like the address.
Talking about Smitty's.
I don't want to go.
Whoa,
I don't want to
hate on
go.
the address. You never
No,
know.
I
It
don't-
might be that. Don't hate on the address.
All
The
right.
address is great.
I ain't
No,
paying $20
address
to
might be
park.
a future sponsor. I like the address. I love parking.
I don't like the parking at the address, but I
That's
overall like the address.
All right,
But I'll
all
drink
right.
anywhere. It's alcohol.
All right, it's alcohol. You're
You
right.
know, it just is what it
Set the
is.
tone, set the tone.
Blah blah blah. Black and ugly as ever. However, I stay Houston down to my socks. It's what's my name again?
The young A.
Yes, Avery, like
The
a very nice
young
guy.
A.
Ding, Avery, like a there you go. Also known as Carlton Banks, Carlton with a K, B A N triple X, Carlton with a K, B A N triple X. Yes, and we got my brother over here. What's his name again? Just Devon.
Okay, so there's something I'm going to address real quick, and this is just because Warren, you know Warren.
I don't
from
know.
college. Warren from college, live in Dallas. He listens to the show all the time, and he always sends me a message like, yo, we got to do something, like get a box with a lock on it and put your phone in it. Because every once in a while, they'll pan over to me. and
Every
I'll
once
be
in a while, it's all the time. I love it.
Okay. So here's the thing.
Say your goddamn name.
I'm just Devon. I'm in my phone.
Yes.
Oh, that was a
That's
surprise.
why I wanted.
Oh, wait. Can I do it again? Just Devon.
That's why.
Just Devon. Okay, there we go.
Writes for the Houston
I don't
Press.
know,
He's the best writer I know. Shut up and let me be happy for
Go
you.
ahead. Keep
I
going.
love you.
Keep going.
Yeah.
So sometimes I'll be looking up notes on my phone, and
Yeah.
I think the camera's off me. It's not. So they'll pan over, and I'll literally be on my phone just like this. I'm not ignoring our guests. For future guests, for past guests, for present guests, I'm not ignoring you. I'm literally sometimes like, oh, wait, let me make sure this pulls up next so we show that. So, yeah, I'm not trying to be rude.
Of course not.
But there are two of
He's
us here.
producing.
That's why it's like, yeah.
Producing.
When he's
Producers
talking to
produce.
you, yeah, that's it.
And that's just what it is. Also, we're here with, it's like, she's my brother's friend. and I don't know her, but I know her, and she follows me on Instagram, and she's active, so she's my friend now. I'm gonna call her by her book name, F. Renee Hamilton. I know her as Fallon, but yeah.
Hey,
What's up?
What name do you want to go by?
whatever feels comfortable to you,
Well,
sir.
yeah, I got to be honest because like I said, we know each other from school, so I always call you Fallon.
I mean,
And so when I
whatever
went to
the
go
spirit
look up,
moves you.
Whatever.
F. Renee Hamilton, and actually here we have her book here. This is an ode. I'm assuming right there. There we go. Oh wow. Okay, there we go. An ode by Fallon Renee Hamilton, and this is a collection of poetry that you've been working on. I'm going to assume from reading this all your life.
All my life.
All your
I had
life.
to struggle.
Okay. So we're
Wow.
going
All of it.
It was a struggle.
All of it.
There was some stuff I read in there that wasn't a struggle.
It was a little struggle. A little
There
bit.
was a lot that was struggle.
There's a little strife.
There's some definite struggles
about
and
the-
strife
yeah.
Little
that are
strife and
inside of
struggle.
here. That's inside. It's a nice read.
It
You
is
know
a
what I
nice
mean?
read.
It's definitely something that's relatable
Oh, yeah.
because I can, it's like if Mary J. Blige was writing a book.
I mean,
I
said, damn, did we date? Shit.
If Mary
Right.
J. Blige was writing a book, this is the one. But
one.
we're going to go back. We're going to talk about your history, where you come up, how you get into writing, how you get into your other ventures, because you're not just an author. You're also
Good old law
a
game.
good old law game, good old attorney. All right. So let's go back first. Let's talk about where you're from. Now, you are from where now?
Throwing up the foes. Acres homes in the doors.
Nah.
Hey.
Wow. She was waiting to drop that bar.
Yes. This is about to launch my rap career. Like, I've been waiting to be on
You've
y'all's
been waiting
podcast.
so you can
Yes.
rap?
Yes.
Now
I got
I'ma tell
about
y'all-
16 bars for y'all, and it's going down.
Now, I'm going to tell
Wow.
y'all something. Y'all need to do something because I've been looking at houses, right? So I'm going around looking at houses. I'm talking to this one realtor, and he tells me about this great area. Fantastic area. He's like, everybody has like acre lots out there. It's getting bought out.
Yep.
He goes, it's called the Acreage Home Estates. It's right outside of the Heights. And I said, Acres Home?
Acres homes.
This
Yes.
dude goes, yeah, I don't know what that is.
The
I was
fofo.
like, Acres
Acre-
Home.
Acres
like,
Home.
it's Acres Home. What do you mean, like, fofo? He's like,
77044.
he goes, well, maybe they call it Acres Home because everybody owns an acre. I was like, they jump.
Historically,
Yeah.
I went out there. There's a lot of building going on over
it
there.
is. The gentrifiers are in there. They are out here all up and through
Oh,
the
yes.
4-4.
Preach, sister,
So what,
preach.
what going back? So what was it like growing up out there?
Ooh, so for me, I was kind of sheltered. Like, I stayed in the house a lot. I had a lot of boy cousins, so playing in the yard was like as far as my boundary went. But beyond the yard, we was out there. So I mean, I saw a lot of things growing up. I feel like I'm like all Houston, like Body Rocket, all of that, like
Okay.
real Houston.
And what school did you go to?
I went to the Dwight D. Eisenhower High School, affectionately known as the Big Ike.
Ike, boy, that's what's up.
Like,
The Ike, the
Now-
IKE.
were you always into writing?
I've always been into writing, and that was kind of like my outlet. Like, I have a sibling who was murdered, like, when I was in the 4th grade. So reading and writing was like my outlet. Like,
Okay, we got to back up though. We got to,
Right.
Let's go into that. So we're talking about in the 4th grade.
4th grade.
This is what older brother.
Yeah, older brother.
Older brother.
Mhm.
Okay, so what happens?
So he worked at McDonald's, whatever. He just graduated high school, and
Oh,
literally 1991, it was like, okay, phone call. Like, I'm chilling like 9. Like, what's going on? Like, oh, play, whatever. And then it's like all these hysterics break out. And it's like, okay, what's going on? So my parents left the house. And then we just flipping through the TV. And then like a Fox 26 newscast comes on. So it's
Oh,
like me
God.
and my cousins. And we see like a car like murdered, blah, 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 now at 9 on Channel 6 or whatever. And we're like, okay, so let us just sit here and pause and see what's going to happen because, they didn't show this car on TV.
Mm-hmm.
And my parents, like, left to go identify or do whatever they went to go do. So when they came back, it was kind of like silence. Like, okay, well, we kind of already know what's going on because we saw it on the news. We
Yeah.
saw the car or whatever. But it's like, let's just sit here and wait and see what happens. So by that time, like, family members started coming in from Louisiana. So it was never like a formal announcement like, hey, this is what happened. It was kind of like a lot of ear.
Really?
Yeah, it was a lot of ear hustling. a lot of just like listening outside the door of grown folks' conversations, and it was like, okay, me and my cousins kind of put it together, like, all right, some shit that went down. So that right there, just from them going to like the whole process, having to go through like a trial, like they sued his employer just to say like liability.
What happened? He was working at McDonald's and there was a robbery?
From what we gathered,
Okay.
there was a robbery, but like honestly, it's not like the behind the scenes stuff is like you don't really know, because it's like, why you got an 18-year-old managing your store at nighttime with a weapon.
With a weapon?
With a weapon.
With a weapon at 18.
Okay.
So that's what we were told. That's kind of what I gathered just from like my knowledge as a 9-year-old.
Yeah. Have you talked with your parents since then? I mean, I imagine about
my
that.
mom, yes. Some of the other people in my family, they don't even barely mention
Still
his
don't even talk
name.
about
No, not at all. Not even remotely. Like whispers, like, "Hey, Tracy," like,
Really?
yeah, because that like it was just like out of the blue, just like random, like, okay, this happy Memorial or happy Labor Day, and then it's like, okay, now we about to go to a funeral. Okay, what's going on? Yeah, so that was kind of like.
So Fox 26 is really what alerted you to the fact that your brother had been murdered.
Literally. Just
Wow.
watching like the news flash and them show the car, and it was like, okay, well, I
And
guess
yeah,
y'all
you knew
should
the
have.
car, so
Yeah, like y'all should have maybe waited. Maybe we should have just shown some
And
police tape.
that does
Yeah.
put a different perspective on it. Like, you think about that now when they say, like, hey, this happened. And, you know, as a spectator,
Yeah.
you're like, yo, what happened? Like, what the names? Who did this? Who did that? But you forget, like,
It's
these
people
are
out
actual
there.
people.
Yeah, actual people.
And it's like, you know, like, especially when they're like, we would like the family members and everybody to be informed about what's going on before we start reporting.
yeah.
Because us reporting this is not going to change anything.
No.
Like, this is not alerting you guys to anything, but just telling y'all.
It's like
Gossip.
confirmation.
Y'all just being
or,
nosy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, that's
This
all
is
this is.
gossip.
Y'all just, this is gossip now.
Yeah.
Y'all just want to know what's going on, but it's like, yeah, you're at home.
and like, oh shit.
And
okay,
trying to, and
well.
they're trying, and you know, your parents are trying to figure out what's going on.
Right.
You're trying to figure out what's going on, and then the news.
Exactly.
That's
And this was
crazy.
before social media, so it was like, all right, it could have probably been a check-in, I'm sure.
Yeah.
In this day
Yeah.
and age, but it was like, okay, well, this is real. So just during the course of like all that was going on, like reading, I would be like, okay, grown people conversation, let me just zone out. Let me just write some stories. Let me just read some books and see what's going on while they doing their grown people thing. And that was just like my whole outlet. Like that is what I would do. Like just disappear, get in your own world, write it out, and just keep on moving to another day. So that's kind of like where it started as far as like
Okay.
the
It's
like
writing
your therapy,
and reading.
I guess?
Yes, it was definitely like self-care, therapeutic, all of that.
makes sense.
Now, were you writing poetry, or you were just writing short stories about your life, a journal? Like, what?
I wrote everything. I did short stories. I did poetry. Like, I'm weird. I kind of like think and rhyme. I'm sure you probably have gotten annoyed with me for like
Well,
my
yeah.
attempts to be a rap star.
Not good rhyme.
Oh, so you really
No,
okay.
no,
You
no,
about to
no,
swipe.
No, she doesn't.
No, see, Devon
doesn't.
knows from a joking point of place. Like he knows of me joking around, like, oh,
No,
let me drop these bars.
Yeah.
I'm in on the joke. I know you're not gonna rap.
I mean, hey,
No. She might rap.
It's your
I'm just
girl's
saying
birthday.
she
I'm
not-
just
she
saying.
Wow.
not good.
You in your Issa Rae.
I'm
But
The
like-
poetry is
but
great.
Issa's good though.
Yeah.
Issa's good.
I'm about to say that June 27. We might
I
need to
mean,
make a November 9th.
Broken
I'm just
Pussy?
saying.
Broken Pussy went hard.
Okay.
It did.
Yeah.
Okay. For today's times when you can write anything.
Yeah.
Quit hating on Issa Rae, my future wife.
Okay.
Boy,
Okay. Does Issa know?
Issa don't know yet, but
Okay.
I'm gonna get there.
As soon as she
Con-
knows.
continuing
Continue. Go
with
back
Fallon.
back to our guest. Go ahead. All right. So you start writing, and you're pretty much just writing everything. You're in high school now. Wait. Now, your brother passed away when?
I was in 4th grade.
Okay, you were in the 4th grade. So how is this carrying you through like middle school, high school? Are you more focused on writing classes? Are you more?
I'm like strictly all into the academics because it's like I don't want to make too much noise. I don't
Okay.
want to stress anybody out. Let me just pour myself into my schoolwork just to like keep people calm. Like let me deter them from what's going on with an A or like
so
with
your
a
response
certificate.
to your brother's death was to kind of become more of an
Perfectionist.
introvert
Yes.
Okay.
and be a perfectionist.
Yes,
like,
that was my
let me
exact
not
response.
rock the boat.
Like, let me just be good. Let me just chill out. Let me give y'all something to hooray about. And that was it. That was my only focus.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
That's
okay.
good. Give him
So
some
you're
joy.
Like, I'm just
Right.
not gonna rock the boat.
Yeah.
You have any other siblings?
I do. Well, now you know my daddy was
Hey, I thought
We
this
don't know.
This is an
So,
interview,
Yeah.
I'm about
so
to
I
say-
can't.
We gotta
I can't
ask.
talk
I
to
keep
you
talking.
like I know
I'm
you.
like I keep talking to Devon because I didn't know he knows my whole black life
Well, yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah.
But my dad was a musician. He's a little older than my mother, so he's like 86 now. My mama is 66.
You know, we should do it real quick because the last time I saw you, we were at the record store.
Oh,
when they were
yeah.
closing
Yeah,
down.
yeah.
So your dad, a musician. What was the name of that record?
Just Smile is one of them.
Uh-huh.
So he played drums and did all this stuff, traveled around the country making kids and records and whatnot.
Producing.
Yes,
Producing.
He
making
was
music.
Producing.
Making music. So
Producing
yeah,
children, too.
making music.
Wow.
So he met my mother, Young Bunny, in Houston when she was like 28, 29-ish. You know, he was established, grown.
Mm-hmm.
I think he hit her with a line like, I'm going to throw this wallet in the air and whatever fall out, it's going to be yours, girl. And that was like, swoon, I'm in love with him. And, you know,
Hold on.
Threw
I
his
gotta
wallet.
take that.
Baby.
Throw my wallet in the
I
air,
need to
whatever.
write
the
that
year
one down.
was
That was back
1980.
when people
Yes.
in 1980 people kept cash.
Yes. So that was his
So you throw
like,
your wallet in the air, what's gonna fall out?
nothing.
Your phone?
Nothing's going to fall out.
I got $27.
I'm about to say the
I'm
gag
gonna
is.
throw this Venmo in the air.
Yeah.
Nah,
The gag,
okay.
but the gag is
Cash
if you
app.
literally throw your wallet in the air, what is gonna come out?
Nothing.
Exactly.
It's a trick.
Talk to my
He
mama.
got her because
Got him.
I get it.
Got
'Cause he's
him.
like, my money ain't falling out my
Right.
wallet.
Exactly.
Wow.
That's why it's a wallet.
That's a
It's
metaphor.
okay, your man got her.
Really? That's a
Got 'em.
metaphor.
So
Wow.
Got
this
him.
is in 1980.
Got 'em.
He tricked her with the wallet.
Got him. And then here I am.
Wow, this-
But wait.
November's very own.
So what was that? Because we
This-
were looking for one of his
November's
records.
very own. Stop it.
November's very own.
Yeah.
I'm about to say I will plug my daddy and
No,
get
let's
up on
no, 'cause
YouTube.
if anybody
We want
out
that.
there,
Yes.
she's gonna say the name of the record.
Yeah,
if
I'ma look
anybody
for
out
it.
there can find, because it's a difficult record to find.
Yes, the only thing I saw was somebody in England selling it, and for like $500.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Because
what?
she said,
I'm
what,
sure
did-
Quincy Jones knows it.
what happened with your dad's record? What did he do?
They like sold the rights for like a party ticket or something crazy. Like, here, we got this song for you. Here go $200. We gonna get you into the Hollywood club tonight. Might meet you somebody.
He sold the rights to his records
Yeah.
to get into a party.
Yeah, it was just
Like,
like
he
something.
was like,
That
whatever.
must have
silly.
been a live party.
It had to have been because it's
Like live
okay,
parties that are at the address.
literally
So
at
what's
the
up?
address.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so you just all right, just I'm out here. It's 1963, and I'm going to the party, and I'm getting up in here VIP.
He might have thought he was gonna write another record.
I mean,
He probably,
hey,
yeah. I mean,
You
that's
know?
the thing. Back in the day, I mean, you're talking about, well, any artist. They're like,
Yeah.
oh, this ain't my only record. This
I mean,
is
come
just
on.
a record.
I don't think people understood.
Skilo thought he was gonna have
copyrights.
another I Wish.
I don't think
thought.
people understood that. Hey, if I own the rights to this record, I could do.
I
I can
Well,
sell it in the future.
I
I can
mean,
do whatever.
To shoot him some bail, it's been a proven fact that nobody at that time knew.
No one.
Not
Nobody
even in
knew.
the 80s.
I'm about to say
Nobody
they've
knew.
made
Not
they've made movies
nobody
about
at that
it.
time.
Yeah.
There's so many movies.
They
That's
literally
all the movies.
made movies about it.
Everybody's movie is about I didn't know the right. Everybody's movie has that new edition thing where they come off a tour. They're like, you guys made 38 cents.
Yeah.
Literally.
You know, and
38
it's like
cents.
just some guy that's like running down numbers. It used to be, at least back in the day, that the guy running numbers was white. Now the guy might be any color. It might be a black dude that's like, hey, man, Wu-Tang Story.
Yeah.
Black guy was
I
like,
gotta
hey,
watch
man. Hey, man.
Who is it? Bokeem Woodbine?
No,
I just
it's
feel
just-
like it is.
I forgot the name.
I just
of the
feel like
dude.
it is.
It's the other dude because he's basically like, "Hey man, look, I filmed all these videos, whatnot. Man, you owe me."
Uh-oh.
Okay,
Got
what's the
that
name-
beat
what's the
dropping.
name of this song?
It is called "Cheer Up" by Willie Hamilton, and it's a bop.
Dope Easy. I know you watching. Sample this.
All right, now take it down before YouTube. sends
All
us a
right.
copyright infringement. Although we might find this dude in England, if you send us a copyright infringement thing talking about, yo, that's my song, then we'll at least know who owns the song.
Right,
So we can get a
exactly.
copy. Because she's
'Cause
looking
we
for
wanna
a
buy a
copy of the
copy.
album.
Just give me,
Yep.
just let me have the song for my own safekeeping.
Makes
like I don't
sense.
even want no money from it. Like at this point, it's just off of bragging rights.
So let's go. So your father, your mother meet each other, 80s, November, you're
and
here.
then November the 9th was a good day.
November the 9th, which is the
Allegedly.
day that we're recording here. All right.
Today.
It's not as
I
good
know.
as the 14th, but
That's
You
what I was
know,
gonna say.
the 14th is okay, but
14th
by
is
that
the same,
time,
you know.
but you were already in existence by the time I made it to this world. So, he was just chilling. But then
what
on
the-
that day,
Oh my gosh.
he was just like, ooh, did today feel like a good day?
Okay.
Little baby Devon
You're
was
right.
like, woo,
You're
I don't
right.
know what it is, but a movement has happened.
Because I was around when your dad threw that wallet in there.
Technically, you were.
I was 1980. He threw that wallet
Technically,
in
he
there. I
was.
like, okay, I'm already here.
Yeah,
So,
technically.
Y'all
Yeah,
trash,
makes
man.
sense. Well, it is that wallet.
He was here, but he was like, "Oh, it's a shift. Something has happened. I don't know
A
what it
seismic
is.
shift in the energies. Yeah.
Something has occurred in the atmosphere."
Now, talking about energy, so as a child, leading into like young adult, you're trying to maintain like a nice atmosphere in your house by saying like, look, I'm going to excel. I'm going to not rock the boat.
Right.
I'm going to keep my grades up, all this stuff. And so eventually you get ready to go to college. What college you go to?
I went to the illustrious Southern University and A&M College in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, on the
second
the
best
bluff
school in Louisiana.
on the mighty Mississippi
The
River.
second best school in Louisiana.
We'll say
hands
the
down.
best public university in Louisiana.
Oh, okay.
You know what? I'll agree with you on
Yeah,
that
the
one.
best
Best public. I'm shaking your hand
The
right
best
now. Right?
public
Best
university
right now.
in Louisiana.
Y'all have a much better homecoming, but you know.
Do
it's
y'all
cool.
even have a homecoming?
Yes, we do. It's
They
actually
do.
going on today.
Yeah.
Y'all playing what? Foosball?
Stop it. Stop it.
Foosball.
Stop it. All right, let's
Just
stop
hating
it.
on his.
I'm just saying, like,
First
what?
off,
Xavier
what y'all
University.
do?
Xavier University had a winning football team, and then
In what year?
Then we stopped it. Like we know when to walk away. We're Seinfeld. Like,
Tell me
we're
what
like,
year.
Yo,
Damn.
you know what? Now that we're on top, that's it. The Nuns was like, nah, the sport is too violent.
The
But it doesn't
Nuns.
matter. The Nuns. We're a private university.
I recall. They offered me a partial scholarship.
Okay, there you go. And we would, and Xavier's good about coming through on their scholarships, unlike some of the other HBCUs. Nah, I'm just messing with you. So you're there.
I'm there.
What's your major?
Political science.
Political science.
Because my daddy made me watch the whole OJ trial. And I was like, oh.
Wait, that's what got you into political
that
science.
that is what got me into political
I'd watch
science.
the whole OJ trial and I sell cars. What happened? I don't. What is going on?
Listen, when I came home from school, literally every day for like the whole entirety of the trial, this man was watching it. So it was like, oh, I can't watch Heathcliff? No. Sit down. Watch this. So I'm looking like, oh, okay. Direct examination. Opening
Heathcliff.
argument.
And
Right.
people don't remember how big even
It was
watching that
huge.
show.
Yes.
Like the OJ trial was huge. We
It was
watched the
huge.
OJ trial at school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
Like
in the
that
5th
last
grade.
day.
I remember that.
So that was like me
And I-
coming home and having to watch it.
Yeah. And I
So,
also remember
yeah.
everybody dividing along racial lines.
Oh,
I do
yes.
remember
when
like
the verdict came
I said,
out.
I
yeah,
remember
I'm on-
that too.
I said I'm on Team OJ and I've never even seen the man play, but
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Never
but
seen him because
And
he interrupted the Rockets game.
We went to white
in
schools.
the Bronco.
Yeah.
We saw him.
Did
That's where we
interrupt
saw
the
him.
Rockets game.
The finals.
I don't even know why I liked him because I
'Cause of
remember
that.
being upset.
It was
I
that moment
like,
in
yo, I
time.
can't
Like,
believe
dog, this
man
nigga is tight. He's
in
interrupting
this-
the finals.
I didn't think he was tight. I was like, this man in
did.
this slow speed chase.
I did.
Wow. Yeah.
Slow speed chase.
I was kind of rocking with him a little bit. I can't even front. I was
I-
like, man,
it
who's
was-
this guy?
It was
Like,
on, and I was like, "What's this about?" And then the
Right.
older I find
Meanwhile,
out,
the Rockets are out here working.
Literally, John Starks
Working.
heartbreaking while OJ
when he
driving.
cried, when John Starks cried,
That was like
that
the
was
worst
hilarious.
moment in basketball history. Like, you couldn't tell me me and John Starks wasn't gonna get married. Now, back in that finals,
Really?
John Starks?
yes.
That's what she was into.
That's what I was into.
Oh.
That
I mean,
was
you
it.
read the book. She
Yes.
got a type.
She has a type.
You know,
got a type.
I have preferences.
She has a type, and John
likes-
Starks is
she
definitely
likes
it.
light-skinned
John Starks
niggas.
and
Back in that
Dudes
year,
with
John
issues.
Starks was my
This
type.
sounds like a light skinned nigga book. I was
Yes.
like, damn. She's
Yeah.
like liking the aesthetics of it. What is it?
See,
what,
now I feel
what
bad
looks
because I know stories
looks
about us.
good.
and
I
wanna
know.
say-
and it's
like,
bad for you.
I can tell the bow tie story.
You can.
Okay, nah, we was at a club one time. All right, she wasn't there yet. It was like me and my homeboy, and she's like, "Yeah, I'm bringing the guy that I'm dating." And then we're just sitting there and goes, "Well, when they showing up?" And then this dude came in, and I just remember he had a tie, but it was huge. Like the tie was massive. Like I don't even know
It was
why.
so much fabric. Just
Somehow the
bow
way
tie.
he tied it, it looked like I was like, yo, when he
It was just one of them
unrolls it,
extra.
Yes.
just-
super extra
Yeah.
tie. And I looked and I saw him. I was like, yo, she's here. That's the dude.
Oh,
I said,
snap.
that is the dude. And then she walked up from behind him. I was like, oh, what's up? Yo, what's going on? That was the dude.
Yeah.
Wow.
And we called him Big Ty.
Yeah.
Big
From then
Ty.
on out. I was like, yo, you were Big Ty.
Consistently for months after.
No,
That's
months, years.
Refer
It's been a Big
to
Ty.
that. It's referred to that grown
Big
man
Ty.
as Big Ty.
Big Ty.
Big
I'm like,
Ty.
what's going on, Big Ty?
Yeah.
The man had a huge tie.
That's
Either way,
too extra.
So you're coming home every day. You're seeing the OJ trial.
Yes.
And then your dad's like, "Oh, you're gonna be a poli." Why a poli-sci major, particularly for?
In my brain, I don't know why, but I just assumed that to be a lawyer, you had to be a political science major. Like, I was very limited, mind you. Acres Homes, I grew up in the hood,
Okay.
so there was like, you're gonna be a doctor, you're gonna be a lawyer, or
Okay.
you're gonna be a teacher. So it's like, okay, what do you major in? Political science. So I'm like, okay, political science. There it is. I could have majored in anything. I could have majored in business.
And
or
that's,
Yeah, you
something.
sure
and
could've.
that's not
Literally,
your fault.
it's
because-
not. I didn't know.
Yeah. Nobody knows.
Nobody knew.
Because for a
Yeah.
while,
Still nobody knows to this
Right.
day.
No, for a while they were pumping that. Like they were like, you need to be in poli-sci in order to be a lawyer, and then
Poli-sci literally will have you working in the mall as
Literally.
your occupation.
That's it.
Like,
Like,
that's all.
everybody listening, if you're planning on going to law school, and,
Major in
and
a
if you're
real
listening,
major.
We had
if
a-
you're listening,
like a-
don't. But
For real.
you should go to law
if
school.
you are planning on going to law school,
Major
you
in
don't-
accounting.
Yeah, major in something.
Get your
because-
cosmetology license and start your business
Something.
first so you can fund it with
So-
your own money.
There you go. There you go. So then you said, okay, I'm going to major in poli-sci.
Yes. So I went to college. I think actually I did an internship or whatever at the Louisiana Black Caucus. And I'm like, I seen my boss driving around in a Beamer. People just got money everywhere, Chanel bags. And I was like, okay, I guess I'll have to do this.
Nah, there you go.
That
That'll do
that
it.
was my thinking. There was nothing deeper than that. I wish there was, but there wasn't.
That's how everybody decides.
That
Yeah,
was
that's
that.
how everybody decides
That was
every
literally
time.
that.
Every time I'm selling the car, I'll be like, "What? Why'd you want to become a doctor?" "Oh, I wanted to help people." "No, you didn't. You wanted that house.
You wanted that money.
Come on, let's be 100.
You wanted the title.
Like, unless you become a priest, most of the time I'm like, okay, you wanted the money. We all wanted the money.
Even
Like,
the
go
priests
ahead.
get paid.
I mean, it's all aesthetics. It's like how people.
Which priest get? I'm talking about one of the Catholic priests.
Oh,
One of the people-
I thought you were talking about the
not
good-
a Creflo Dollar or Kanye, like
The good
you
pastor.
know,
The good
Wow.
pastor.
or Joel.
Don't mention. Oh, I thought
Joel?
you were going to mention the other pastor. I was like,
Ooh.
Don't you drop no pastor that we attend
Ooh.
now.
The
Oh no! 'Cause
yeah.
Oh, no,
no,
no, not
I was
him.
like,
I'm
not
gonna-
that.
I'm
Not that
gonna say
guy.
The man that took over Frenchies. I'm not doing that. I'm not gonna talk about.
There
him.
you go.
But go ahead. No, he's good. So
Plug.
there's. So you're saying, okay, poli-sci,
Yes.
that's gonna get me into law school.
Exactly. And I kind of was like, I guess I'll take the LSAT now, whatever. So I think me and my bestie went out that night or something, and I was like, oh, got to go take the LSAT now. I showed up, like, I don't even remember studying for it, which is, again, like, oops, my bad. I think I had maybe like a workbook that I looked at, every once in a while that week before.
The LSAT's a funny test though.
It
so
is.
Yeah.
Some people can get by it just.
And
on
I was
their
like,
own
okay,
anyway.
if I stay in Louisiana, I'm not going to be focused. So let me just apply to law school at TSU so I could go home, save some money, quote
Okay,
unquote,
okay.
save money. I applied to TSU and they sent me a letter like, oh, you got in. And that was like it. My only other option, I was like, oh, I guess I'll go work in the mall.
Oh,
I,
law school or
work
the
in the
mall?
gallery?
yeah, I was going to work at Express. I was going to be a manager.
Nah.
Oh wait, you were working at Express.
I was
though.
working at
Yeah,
Express.
so you were like, okay, I can either go
Like,
on the
I'ma go into
managerial path for
yes.
Express. Was Express disappointed? They're like, I can't believe you're trying to go to law school.
They were proud of me, but they were a little disappointed because by that time I was like a gene expert and like my numbers were ridiculous.
That's how they felt about me at the bar.
You sold all them jeans to the Mexicans?
Yes, to everybody.
Wow.
Them jeans was on point.
Yeah.
Like, yes, the jeans were like my thing. Like, I literally stood by the fitting room scouting people out. Like, oh, you look like you need some jeans. Let me bring you a pair. That was my job.
Wow.
That was my whole.
Well, like, I can't believe
was my
she
job.
wants to go on and be an attorney.
How you gonna be an attorney when
Oh,
you got
really?
these
Well, you know about
jeans
this
together?
denim right here.
You and this denim got it together.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So you go to law school, you go to TSU.
I go to TSU.
That's where we meet.
Yes, that's where we meet. I meet my future bestie, who used to scare all the men away because
I
law
did
school
not
kind of was like,
scare the
I'm gonna
men.
get me a
Oh.
JD and an MRS
Yeah.
degree. Until I walked around the hallway with this 8 foot tall Negro.
First of all,
Yeah.
naively tall. But no, I did tell her that. I said,
You should.
I said, yo,
It's pretty awesome.
We are all in like the way law school's set up. We're all in the same classes.
Yeah.
So we sit together in all the same classes. And she's like, man, no dudes talk to me
No
at
one
all.
wants to talk to
but
me.
I was like, you're standing right next to me. Like I was like, one day I was gonna be gone. I said, yo, watch. Like
the day
Who's
I
gonna talk
ain't,
to
the
you?
day I
that's
ain't
it.
here.
She called me up like, yo,
Everybody
asked for my
on,
number.
like,
Yeah.
I'm on it today.
I was
Like,
like, yeah.
we gotta walk
That's it.
separate directions
Oh,
in the
that's it.
hallway.
That's it.
That's what happens when you have a female
Yeah,
friend.
Bruh, I
Yeah,
was
I
like, okay,
understand.
I'm kind of cute. All right.
all it is.
This
That's
is
all it
what's
takes.
been
That's all
holding
it
me
took.
back. This one, like, people being respectful. All right, dog, can I talk to your homegirl?
Like,
Yeah.
What?
I was like, yo, I don't care.
Yeah.
When you're a massive person.
Literally,
Yeah,
like, I'm
that's the
just here
thing.
big for no reason.
Yeah. No
Really,
reason.
yeah.
Ask
No
my
reason.
permission.
No reason.
Did you want to talk to her? Here you go. Go. You got
I like
5
going
minutes,
places
girl.
with him when he's dressed like that too, because he looks like my
So
security.
intimidating.
It's awesome.
I think we went
Yeah,
out
we-
to
And
eat.
I'm a big dude, and he looks like
No.
my security.
We went out to eat just randomly on just a regular old afternoon. So we're walking out. I think I had maybe like a mock trial competition or something random. So I'm dressed up. He's dressed in full on Negro.
Yeah.
So it's a group of black ladies coming in. They looked at me, they looked at him, and they was like, "Ooh, baby, we gonna pray for you."
They did.
Like
Wow.
they were like,
Because they were looking at me like I was a drug
big
dealer.
old, you with this
Like, I'm
trifling
like,
boy, this girl all
he
dressed
sell
up.
drugs and
It
you
was
are-
like the
you
most
an attorney.
judgmental look
was.
ever in life, and we were
It
like,
was.
"Oops."
He looked like he sold drugs today.
I said, ma'am, I'm in the same class as her.
Literally.
Like, I don't understand.
Like
That's
judgment
cool.
was everywhere.
That's
like
cool.
I've never like that's probably
So you
one
got
of-
racially profiled
He
by
did,
black people?
by old
That
black
happens.
ladies.
That happens all the time.
It was
Sad.
old black, a whole
fine.
little church group
You
looked
remember
at me
when we
like,
was walking in that club that
own
one time?
people.
We went to that club and the bouncers were stopping
Oh, yeah,
everybody.
they just
but
let
we
us
didn't
in.
realize it. We just walked by it.
Yeah.
And then when
It
we
happens.
knew somebody that worked at the club, and the bouncer, he talked to his friends like, "Why'd you let them in?" Because we were meeting somebody there
Yeah.
just to get in and out to get something. We were not dressed properly. At
No,
all.
not at all.
but are you gonna tell him to go?
I had
No.
on sweats and a hoodie.
When both of us are together, it's awesome. I
feel
love
like-
seeing
feel
it.
like
I'll
I
be
was like,
like,
yo.
yo. ain't
But
nothing
by
gonna
all
happen.
means, and please, so just the public knows not to test us. I can't fight.
Not to test
I'm
us.
I'm not fighting nobody.
He can't fight.
You know
I
what
mean,
I'm saying?
Avery said he throwing some balls.
Look, Avery's saying that because he actually wants to. I'm telling whether I can fight or not, I can't fight. That's it. I can't fight. Don't try to fight me. I can't fight.
Oh, no, don't try to fight me, please.
That's what I'm
don't.
saying. Like,
I don't.
You see how it was different though. Your I can't fight is I can't fight, but come test me.
Yeah.
My I can't fight is not man.
Don't
I
even
can't
do
fight.
it.
Just leave me alone.
Leave me alone.
I don't know.
Just leave me alone.
I call the police. I'm a snitch. I'm from Sugarland. I will.
No, my whole
yeah.
thing is I want to live. So I'm like, I fight dirty. Like
I feel you.
y'all think I'm gonna fight like he a big dude. I was like, no, I'm gonna grab a chair.
I feel that.
I'm
Yeah.
definitely grabbing a chair.
I'm calling somebody.
Like they're like,
I'm gonna say I'm
oh,
calling somebody.
I'm calling
big
somebody.
7-foot self hit that
I'm
4-foot
scrappy.
man with a chair.
I'm gonna throw some bows.
No, I can tell that you're going to throw some.
I'm
I read
going
your
out.
book.
I'm gonna throw some bows.
You're an emotional being.
I'm a true Scorpio, and I've been taking kickboxing for the last year.
A true Scorpio.
You're a true Scorpio.
That sting,
Boy.
yeah, that sting
Boy,
will get 'em.
boy.
That sting will
Yeah.
get them. I got little people syndrome.
Yeah.
I don't care.
You got a
if
Napoleon
you
complex.
10 feet
Yeah.
tall, like say something to me, I'm gonna be all up in your face with the hand. I've reined myself in tremendously from. Oh God!
No, I'm not gonna
and
tell
from
the
law
story.
school,
I'm
we
not
ain't
gonna
telling
tell
that
the story.
story. But
We're
no,
not.
from
We're
law
not.
school, I still
Actually,
had a little
we're not.
bit.
That's the story I want to know.
I had a little bit about it
We'll tell
in
you
me
all- we'll
in
tell you
law
off
school.
camera. It was
Yeah, I was
hilarious.
About it.
I was still a little about it in law
Yeah.
school. I think it was like getting an internship with like the feds that straightened me up. And I was like, you know what? I'm on the straight and narrow now. Like I can't be jumping.
Internship with the feds.
Yes.
Because the feds dig into
The
your
feds-
stuff.
They sure do.
They did
I've applied with the
hair
feds.
follicle test.
Yeah.
They checking your neighbors' houses. They
Yeah.
sending somebody to like interview my teachers. Like
Yeah.
I was literally scared straight.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know what? I don't think I'm about it as much as I thought I was. I'm gonna chill out right now while the government all up in my business. I'm
Yeah,
gonna chill.
they
Now-
follow you and everything.
I'm gonna chill. Yeah.
During law school, are you writing?
During law school, I probably wrote like poems or just like doodled stuff on my notebooks or whatever. But law school literally tried to suck the creativity out of me. So it wasn't until after law school, like when I was studying for the bar, that I was like, you know, let me start writing. And I started writing like short stories, or I started working on a novel that I literally started like probably that semester, not semester, but the months leading up to the bar results coming out. And it was just like, okay, this is going to be something to keep my nerves okay from not worrying about the bar results. So I started a blog during that time, and it was just like okay, this is gonna be my piece for now.
What
And
year was this?
This was 2008.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
blog.
a whole blog.
You seem
Yeah.
like you would have a blog.
Yes, and it was
100.
And
good.
shouts out to the bar exam for instilling creativity in people that
Yeah.
are deathly scared of their future. Like,
Yeah.
that's why you'll be seeing people like it's like on the Food Network. They're like, I was a lawyer, but I also bake cakes.
Yeah.
They'll be
On-
like,
You have
bar
to have an
exam-
On the
outlet.
Food Network,
You have.
there's a podcast called In My Humble
I was just
Opinion.
about to say the bar exam, because you'll be studying for it and you're like, this
need to
ain't
go
gonna
do some
happen.
yoga.
I need
Yeah.
to come up with something else to do. And then when you're waiting for results, you're literally like, oh, well, I need to figure out a whole nother career.
Let me see about
just
raising
in
puppies.
case this don't pan out.
Wow.
That's when you
Yeah.
figure out what your truth is. Because you're like, you
Literally.
know what? Man, forget this. What do I really like to do? Like, that's it. And so I feel like that
Right,
prompt.
that was my writing moment because I was like, okay, well, maybe I could get me a job at the newspaper if this
Okay.
don't work out, or let me figure out my
Newspaper.
other options just if this lawyer thing doesn't work out. So yeah, that was like my little self care because I was every night like, let me just write a blog post, let me just relax, let me just doodle something down to keep myself sane.
Now, back then, what were your blogs about?
Drama, man drama, kind of like.
The book.
Well, no. See, I'll say that back then I was still in my bout it phase a little bit. So, like, I didn't know how to emotionally communicate what I was feeling without just explicit cuss words or like
okay.
F that girl or like just being like straight up, like just blunt.
2008.
Okay.
Who was popular? Was Trina still popular?
2008.
It was-
2008.
it
She was
Trina.
definitely
Trina time,
popular.
Trina time.
It was
Okay.
during that
Yeah.
time.
Oh.
Yeah, it was
so it's
definitely
Trina. This is
during that
before
time.
This was before all the self-care people started.
It was
to come
no,
out.
Kaya
it
was
was no
popular.
self care.
There was no self-care.
There was no
Yeah.
Jhené Aiko during
No.
that time.
That's what it is. Okay, so during the Trina moments, this is when
I think Laffy Taffy was like the song that was
Oh,
popping
Yeah.
in.
it was.
So there was no
Yeah, DJ
Sister
Unk,
Love.
Two Step. What's it called? Smack
Figure.
That.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
during
Hood Nigga was
that-
definitely on the radio.
Dog,
It was
I
during.
hated that
Oh
song.
my
Yeah.
God, that
No,
was my
don't stop.
favorite
Gorilla Zoe?
song.
Yeah.
All the hoes
We went.
watching. I sung that song like every day in
We didn't know
Mother
it.
Him.
This
Because
is
we went
before-
to Atlanta.
That's what it was.
We went
Yeah.
to Atlanta and we was like, oh, we done been on the radio. Like, we coming back. We got all this fire new music for y'all Houston people. Like, you couldn't tell us
It was
nothing.
a group of them. So I'd be like writing my stuff and they come up, Hood. I was like, what? What is
Just
that?
rapping.
What are
He
you
was like, I don't
doing?
know this
I said,
song.
what is this from? They're
It's,
like,
it's
'cause
in Atlanta.
It hadn't come on the radio yet. So
Really?
I was like,
Yeah.
And that's how you were?
We learned this song in Atlanta.
So you are already
Yes.
bougie.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
With
Had
learning
had you been to Atlanta,
a terrible song.
Yeah. When we
Sorry,
were there,
Gorilla Zoe.
Yeah.
you would have known.
A terrible song.
You would have heard this.
And,
Hood
and,
nigga.
I'm gonna buy you a drink. Had you been on that trip to Atlanta?
and again, like I said,
That song was out too.
yeah.
I still like I still like TSU. It was a great experience. Great. I'm like, it's a good experience to have, like
Oh,
going
yeah.
to law school. And like I said, we were studying law and everything, but
Yeah.
We was living
little
whole
stuff like that
lives,
where it'd be like, yeah,
Of course, you was living live. So even getting back to that, so you was living your life.
living my best life.
A lot of these stories seems like at that time you was living. I'm sorry.
Now, this
Did
is
these come
after.
from that?
Yeah, so I'll say that the book, it probably stemmed like the majority of it was like 2 years ago up into the present.
okay.
So instead of like cussing the motherfucker out, I would just like write. So I started out kind of like writing letters to people, but never sending it to them. And then I noticed
That's good.
Yeah, I noticed
That
that the
feels good.
letters were like rhymes. Because I'm
Mhm.
weird. I think in rhymes a lot of time. Like, I would have been like killed it with Dr. Seuss and them. Because I like literally when I think
Or Dr. Dre.
facts, very factual. But I think in rhyme, which I don't even know where that comes from. I feel like I did that even when I was little. Like, always making up songs or always making up rhyming words or like little catchphrases or things that rhyme. Like, that's just me. Weird, whatever. I don't know. But I started out doing that and it was like relationship, like I'm weird. So at one point in time I met somebody and it was like a 2-week whirlwind relationship and I'll be like, Devon, I think I love him. And then I'll be
I
like,
forgot about that.
you
Oh,
don't-
Devon's the realist.
yeah, you don't know that man.
Yeah.
He don't loves you.
Like you just met
You
this
don't even
person.
know this man last name.
We grew up the same way. I'm the
Yeah.
same way. I'm like, come on, man.
So I would get all
Alright,
these
chill.
reality checks from him.
Yeah.
And then the day that the stuff explodes in my face, I would call him crying like, Devon, I don't know what happened. I told you that
Yeah.
nigga wasn't shit. And I'll be like,
Is that
well,
why do I sound like an old black
I know he
man?
really does.
he sound like Danny Glover.
Like,
Yeah.
why do I sound like Danny Glover? That's not even how I talk.
I
That's
told
not how he
you.
talks.
I told
But
you
when
that
he's
it-
preaching,
He talks
I
like
told
Trevor
you.
Noah without
I-
the
I-
accent.
I
That's what I'm
told you.
saying.
Yeah.
I told you.
I literally
you
be
wasn't
like,
nothing.
hey,
He's just,
y'all shouldn't do that. That's
Don't
how I
you
be.
lose that, girl.
Wow, so he's a
gon-
slave now?
He
Yeah.
gonna breaks your heart, girl.
That's not how I
Wow.
sound at all.
Literally, that's
don't
how he
know how I
comes
sound
with
at
the
all.
information, and then
I
you're
would
like,
literally
eh,
say random stuff like they would be
you know
mad
he
at my
lying to you, girl.
Matter of fact, I wouldn't even say that. I'd be like, hey, I don't believe it, but do what you do. And then
Yeah,
that's
just be
it.
happy.
Let's see what
I
happens.
said, let's see what happens. Let's
Maybe
see
I mean,
what
he'll
happens.
surprise
my
us.
friend would do that. She would call me and she'd be like, such and such about this guy. I go, does he have abs? She goes, yes.
He ain't
What's
shit.
that have to do with it? I was like, you'll see.
Yeah, you'll see. You'll see.
Don't worry
You'll
about
You'll
it.
see
see.
that happen.
Yeah.
Soon.
When I say like, hey, y'all shouldn't go to that party. They're like, we going to this party.
We
I'm
going
like,
anyway.
I say y'all probably shouldn't go. It's just gonna be
Look,
some
ain't
mess.
nothing good gonna comes from that. I don't know if y'all
Dang.
needs to go to that party.
Okay.
And it'll be like
That's
3 in the
fine.
morning.
The show that you're
Devon.
writing in your
That's
head,
not-
It's perfect.
Devon's character is
listen,
going to be
I'm better
amazing.
not
When the
be played
movie
by Danny
drops,
Glover.
Yes.
when that screenwriting drops off, like
It should be. You
the
should
characters are gonna be bomb.
get, you
Y'all
should
thought
get Danny Glover to play it, but then like he plays him at Devon's age at the time.
yes,
So like he's 22.
with a full beard.
Yeah,
with gray
but
hairs
he's
in
still.
it.
It's all Danny Glover
Yes.
dressed as a 22-year-old.
Literally.
I do got a full beard with gray
Yeah.
hair. So yeah, it'll
literally
work.
at
Yeah.
22.
Yeah,
It'll work.
Yeah,
it's cute.
So let's get back to you. You're writing letters.
yeah. So I'm like writing letters to these people.
Are these letters like? Are you starting to see like, okay, I got more letters going to this person, or more letters going to that person, or is it just an overall like? I'm just writing letters anytime I'm like feeling some kind of emotion.
It was kind of like a progressive. So like with this particular relationship that kind of sparked it. When I tell you this is like a whole 2-week whirlwind that was like, okay, I met you Tuesday, Wednesday we here, Thursday we planning to go to Belize together, Friday
You're not crazy.
I'm about to meet your
That's
mama
literally
and daddy.
every woman I've ever met of all
Literally,
time.
yeah.
Ever. Just
Like, okay, and then by
That's what it
next
is.
Wednesday, oh no, you didn't call me back.
yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, what is this feeling that I'm feeling? Like, I thought we were going to your grandma's house.
And you
last
describe
week.
that intricately.
Intricately.
In the book.
Oh yeah, you
Like,
do.
It's
Yes.
yeah.
You really do.
It took me on like some psychic type stuff. Like, okay, I really could feel the exact moment. Like, oh, this nigga done fucked up. I felt it. Like, I'll just feel like a sharp pain. Like, oh Lord, let me get the writing so I can go to sleep tonight. Like, it literally was like on some wavelengths like that.
And so you're writing this book, like, but you're not starting this out as I'm writing a book.
No, it was never that. It's just me writing something, so I'm not sitting up crying or talking crazy or slashing no tires or doing nothing foolish. So
Which we don't do.
We don't do that.
As an officer of the court, we don't slash tires.
have never slashed a tire.
There we go.
Ever.
yeah.
Thought about it, but never would do such.
There you go.
Because I'm a lady.
That's cute.
Anyways, so it was just like, okay, once that ended, I had probably written like 4 or 5 letters to this person because, of course, 2 weeks, you don't say nothing to me. And then he calls me like, hey, girl, what's up? You want to go get drinks? And I'm like, Like, what happened?
Dang. Speaking as a former
you go-
fuckboy, that's
Right.
the move.
Wait.
Literally.
That's
Did
the
you-
move.
Did you go get the
You
drink?
know I did. You know I did.
And speaking as a former fuckboy, that's why we do the shit.
Yeah.
People be
Results.
Like, why do y'all do
Literally
it?
results.
Results.
It works.
Yeah,
yeah, so it
results.
worked.
Okay.
And then,
so-
of course, 2 days later, it was like, oh, so we're not answering the phone again. All right, cool. Let me get back to writing. Whatever. So then after that, I was like, you know, I'm not even going to deal with this person no more. And then the next relationship came, and it was like, okay, whatever situationships that I was in, it just seemed like nothing was falling into place. So everybody was just getting added on letters and notes and just rhymes, or I have a dream or whatever. It just progressively kept going. So I'll say, like, towards the end of the book, I was dating somebody, like, which I perceived to be like a serious relationship. Like, oh, this is the end of the road. Me and this dude are gonna be together forever. Like, we about to move in together. We in love. Like, this right here is it. Like, I'm good. I ain't gotta write nary letter to nobody else ever again. Like, this about to be 2019, about to be married, kids, whatever. So he comes home from work one day and is like, hey, come outside. And I'm like, okay. In my mind, I was like, oh, Lord, don't let this boy propose to me in no
Oh my
parking garage.
God.
So I'm like, all right, let me turn the oven off because I'm like cooking. Like, let me go see what he wants. Like, let me get my game face on just in case he gonna pull a ring out. I'm like, surely he's not gonna do it in the parking garage. So I'm like looking around like, all right, maybe the homies are here. I don't know. So I walk outside and he's like, sit down. And I'm like, okay, like, don't you need to get on a knee? Like, in my brain, like, what? So he's like, we need to talk. And I was like,
Oh God.
okay. And I'm like, we just got back in town. Like, what we need to talk about? Like, what's going on? I'm like, waiting for the ring to come out. Like, whatever. And he's like, yeah, I don't think I'm going to marry you, so we should break up.
Damn.
That's
Yeah.
So
why?
I think he said that he didn't feel passionate about the relationship or something that night. But then 2 weeks later, he was with, like, his homegirl from the gym, and now they're, like,
All I'm saying is
whirlwind
he
relationship.
kept it. He said, you might not have liked the information,
Yeah.
but he gave it
kept
to
it
you.
a buck.
He kept it
Definitely.
a buck.
He could have done that
Wait.
probably months earlier.
But
Or before
He did it.
the new couches got delivered.
I understand.
You probably could have done that.
But you also can
Trying to
think,
shoot
like,
this man some bail.
He did it.
Fuck
he did
that.
it before kids.
Yeah.
He
yeah.
did it before
That's
what I'm saying.
house.
That's the
He
saving
did it
grace.
before. Yeah. There
That
are,
is that's
Just
really
look
like
at
the
the
saving
positive
grace.
spots.
It's a
Yeah,
weird-
no, hella
Because
positive.
I have been in a situation where that has happened to me, and I'll be like, I might not like it, but it's like, I mean, it could have went further.
Yeah.
Because
It
nobody
really
likes
coulda.
that. And then I'll be like, it makes me think of when I've done stuff, and I'll be like, at least I told you, nigga. At least I didn't disappear.
Because I'm
Did
like,
that-
the lease about to be over. Like, we about to, like, this is going down. Like, you could have told me that about 4 months ago.
Now,
Maybe he didn't know 4 months ago.
Touche.
Did that prompt you to write the book, then? Or did that prompt you to
So
put it
that
together?
breakup was like, okay, my life is like completely shaken up. What am I gonna do? So I was just like playing on Facebook one day, and I saw like a writing retreat. Like Swiner Publishing was having a writing retreat in North Carolina, and I was like, I ain't got nothing going on in Houston. Let me go get away for a little bit, go to this writing retreat just to get my mind off of what's going on. So when I go up there, they're like, oh, well, what do you write? I'm like, yeah, I've been working on short stories or a fiction novel, but I be writing poetry too. So they were like, oh, let's read some of it. And I was like, okay, like not even thinking anything of it because this is just stuff that I jotted down or whatever, just freestyled it in my phone or on just random pieces of paper. So by the time that I left that conference, it was like, oh, no, this right here is about to happen. You about to put out a collection of poetry.
What? Was it? It was these?
Yeah.
So
Like all of this literally
And
happened.
this was on hey,
You're-
I'm gonna just go.
Yeah.
I saw an ad.
Wow. It
on
wasn't planning.
Facebook.
It wasn't-
Shouts out to the Facebook algorithm for peeking all
There
in your
you
life
go.
and realizing
Literally,
you need
like-
a writers retreat.
Yes.
So you hopped on, went to a writers
went
retreat.
to North Carolina, never been up there, never met any of these people, just like went. They open arms welcomed me.
Wow.
It was like, okay, like telling like, oh, you can write a book, you can do this. People reading the stuff that I had written, like, oh, this is tight. Like I'm feeling this. This right here is like, it sounds like your mixtape
on
or
your
whatever.
demo.
Yeah,
like
you
golly.
need to go on and put this out. And I was like, a book of poetry? Like that's not really me. But they were like, no, watch. Don't believe me, just watch. And then I signed a deal with them.
Don't believe me, just watch.
Came back to Houston, and they were like, all right, what day is the book coming out? All right, cool. Gave me a date. I continue working on it. I think I wrote the last poem in the book on the airplane ride back to Houston,
Oh wow.
literally. And I was like, okay, I think this will fit with it. Like, cool, let me send it to them. And they're like, oh, yeah, this is good. Just leave the people hanging or whatever.
And
Next-
it did.
Fast forward to November 20th, 2018. The book debuted, #1 African-American best-selling authors for poetry. Stayed on there consistently. I've still been in like the top 100 since
Yes.
then. It's
Yeah.
literally almost a year
Yeah.
in 2 weeks.
Yeah, you're hot in these streets.
Right, but it came from nothing. Like literally,
That's
I
why
had
we want
no plans.
We want to thank you for coming by because I'm like,
Thank
that's
you
awesome.
for having
and you're
me.
like, I wanted to come up here. I was like, we wanted to have you for a
As
a
you
while.
can see, we read.
Yes.
And we're expanding out our guests because we're not just all about music.
Poetry
We do
is
music, we do
lyrical.
our- we
We're
do
not even
100%.
expand. This is just regular. We just happen to
We just
have
happen to know.
rappers at the time.
But I feel
This
like
is not even
poetry
expensive.
is like
Yeah.
rap.
True.
It is.
It's lyrical. I'm from the H. Bars. Someone could present that. Like, that could
Yeah.
be my mixtape. Like, it works.
Especially from the fofo.
The north, the heart
Yeah.
of the four.
Yeah.
So it
Well,
works.
for now until the gentrification finishes.
Well, touche.
I mean, yeah.
We're
Look,
working on getting people Big Mamas some wheels and whatnot. so
Look
that
at the
they just
heights.
Don't
I mean,
and
what's
Studewood
yeah.
and Oak
Now,
Forest.
there are people that are adjusting out there too, because it's like, what's the soul food spot out there?
I don't eat soul food unless it's at my mama's house. I don't like. I wouldn't buy.
Yeah, I don't like to buy soul food
Yeah,
either.
like I'm not about to buy it.
You know the spot, the one with the is right next to the spot. They got the Thai
Oh,
esters.
yeah. Why I'm gonna pay for Esther when I got Bunny Man?
I understand
There you go.
that, but I'm just saying, even they got like a Esther
I got Aunt Emma.
signature
Yeah.
So.
to like adjust
Brenda don't
for a
be-
thing, because you got to be prepared. Like the gentrification is gonna happen. We just got to figure out ways to make money off it so that we can not get pushed out.
Although one thing I do like about the soul food thing is I'm waiting for it to catch on to where I'm able to see non-blacks at like the McDonald's of soul food and be like, wow,
They're already doing that.
that's. But I want to see it so consistent. You know what I'm
They're already
saying?
doing that. Like I feel
Yeah,
like
no,
think
they
think
are.
about it before. Like it's like when we were kids. Who is synonymous with barbecue? Like what color person? Us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Now it's like a white dude in Austin with a pig tattoo on his arm.
that's true.
Yeah.
Like it happened like overnight where you're like, wow, really?
But honestly, I think the gentrifiers are like people moving from the East Coast to like the West Coast. Oh, we're
Yes.
from Portland. We're moving
Yeah,
down
that's true.
south. Like our
Yeah.
down south white people, they was eating chickens.
Oh,
in,
absolutely.
in the barbecue.
Absolutely.
So that
And
wasn't
then
they were doing that already.
People coming from the East Coast and from the West Coast are also just amazed and shocked by the amount of space
Yeah.
that you can get
For the
them-
cheap.
Yeah, for the money.
Because when they come down here, they just like, yo, you got a washer and dryer in your spot. Like
This a
I'll be
600-foot
especially-
apartment.
It's like, yes.
600 feet.
$1,200.
That was awful. I said, you know how many places I've walked away from because they didn't have a washer? I'm
literally.
like, you have a washer and
600
dryer?
feet is
Like,
not
this
that-
is the
oh my
trap,
God.
like-
Where are
what
you
you
from?
mean?
It's
The
like,
smallest
what
thing
kind of
ever.
trash
But in New
establishment is
York.
this?
I know in New York, that's
In
amazing.
New York, they're like, oh, okay.
We didn't came up.
Yeah.
So they come down here. So I understand where it's coming from, but still. All right, so we're back. You're writing on the plane, coming back to Houston. You're finishing up the last poem.
Yes.
All right. And you're saying, okay, that's good. We're going to leave him hanging. Like, you got a publisher. What's in the works right now?
So I've been consistently writing since that came out because, like I said, that's like my self-care. That's what I do anyway. But I've kind of noticed like a shift. Like as the healing process continued, my writing kind of changed. So now I'm working on like an ode part 2, but it's going to be the flip side of that. So it'll be like more like, all right, girl, you done made it now. Now what? Like the other side of the ode, like the pain is not necessarily there, or I've turned the pain into something positive, and it's going to be more so encouraging poetry versus like,
That's good.
dang, I'm feeling this.
Mary J. Blige, no holleration.
No, because she didn't do good on that album.
Mary J. Blige, Mary.
It's just Mary.
Yeah, Mary.
That's
She
what
got-
we're talking
she got a
about.
little-
That
she
a
was
good
having-
She
one.
got a little
That
self-care.
was a hot album.
Yeah, she got a little
Yeah.
self-care. She done healed a little
Yeah.
bit. Like she's okay. Right before she met the
Don't you
the
compare
ex.
nobody to no holleration. That was terrible.
Yeah, that was
song,
like,
too.
no, we're not
First
going to
of
do
all,
that.
That was a hit. All right.
I'll bet it was a hit.
It was
but
a hit.
We gonna
but
keep to the
you
winning
know my
streak.
point.
It was a super hit.
We gonna keep to the
Vanilla
winning
Ice
streak.
has hits, and Dr. Dre made that
You're right.
beat. So
You're right.
Yeah,
that
we're gonna
was
stick to
reason
my-
why. But continue.
Yeah, we're gonna stick
moving
to
forward.
the track record.
Yes.
And I do want to finish the fiction novel that I started that the poetry kind of put on the back burner. So
And what's this?
What was the fiction
Yeah,
novel
what's this
about?
about?
So people when I would share things in college, they'd be like, "Oh, you like Zane," but I feel like I've grown up. And if you're not familiar, like Zane was like super erotica.
Uh-huh.
Like everybody passed that book around in undergrad because of the words or whatever was
One of them
going
Walmart
on.
books.
Literally. But I feel
Yeah.
like now it's going to be a more mature, not just raw out there, because my focus is not just explicit anymore.
Yeah.
I want to kind of tell a story about like black women, black men, like well-to-do, like actually stuff that's happened, because people see us and be like, "Oh, you're a lawyer, you ain't got a life," but it's so much going on behind the scenes. So I
About
kind
to say
of,
never mind.
but people have that
Yeah.
perception, like people be like, "Oh, you cuss, oh, you do this, like, oh, you do that," like, yeah.
How do you square that perception with what people think a lawyer is supposed to be like and what a lawyer actually? Mainly because I know lawyers,
I
so
feel like-
it's just like I'm like, what are y'all talking about?
Personally, I feel like I'm always my authentic self. So the more people talk to me, they see that it's just not smoke and mirrors. They see it's just not, okay, she going to court. She's this. She's argumentative. She's uppity. She's whatever. Like the stereotypes that people try to perpetrate on us. Like, I'm always myself. I've never deviated from my core character principles. So even just like on social media, people see the stuff I post, and it's like you get a sense of who I am. And I think I transcend just my occupation.
Yeah, of course.
Like, I'm like a whole movement.
I mean, people are multifaceted.
Yes.
Just because they do one thing in one area doesn't mean they won't in another. Plus, when it comes to lawyers, the only thing I see with lawyers, I see somebody who looked at something that they wanted, stuck to it, and it's very hard to get there. And so you're going to be a bit of outspoken.
Yeah.
Not just because of your field. I mean, whatever you work hard at, if you work hard and achieve, you're a certain type of person. Like, closed mouths don't get fed.
Yeah.
There's not anybody quiet that achieves at the level that you've achieved at.
Yeah.
And you took the LSAT just on a whim. And, you became a lawyer and you're a best-selling writer. Like, kudos to you.
Thank you.
You should feel the need to pop your collar.
Yes, thank you.
You really should, with your Harry Potter glasses on.
Listen, the visuals, the visuals I need.
I like your Harry Potter glasses.
I may pop some contacts in for y'all tonight for the birthday turn up. But it's straight
birthday
glasses.
turn up. Yeah, sure is birthday turn up.
Yes.
So what's your birthday gonna be like today?
It's going to be filled with love, companionship, and sweet treats because I'm kind of like a little dessert, little drinks, a little socializing. And I kind of wanted to celebrate like the book coming out and the birthday. So it's like double happy birthday.
That's good.
Yes. So that's kind of the vibe I'm going on. And I told myself, I'm taking a break. Like, I'm not traveling anymore after this year. Like, homecoming was like the last shebang. I want to kind of just really pull back and reflect on everything that went down this year since it was just so much stuff that happened that I didn't plan.
Yeah,
like,
because you've had a number of honors.
Literally, this whole year.
The Librarian Awards.
Yes, the Houston Library Foundation, then the Southern University 40 Under 40. Like, it's literally just been a whirlwind of stuff happening, and I have not taken a moment to just, like, sit back and take it all in. Like, dang, you did all of that?
Yeah.
So it's like the birthday, hey, your cake, eat it too, get out my face, cool. And I'm relaxing, working on writing, and just like literally taking like the rest of the year off to reflect and work on writing and just get myself to a point where I can be like, dang, you did, pat yourself on the back. You did do some stuff
Yes,
this
pat
year.
yourself on the back. Have that drink. Get a triple shot of Hennessy.
I don't know about that. I'm more on a peach crown these days.
Peach crown?
And a triple shot of Hennessy. She's about self-care. And people that drink a triple shot of Hennessy
they don't care about
themselves
at all.
I cared about myself.
You didn't.
I didn't.
Not when you did. Not a triple shot of Hennessy. You don't care
Not
about
a triple
yourself.
shot, ever.
Now, where can we find you? Like, people that want to get the book.
Yes, so the book is available on Amazon. I also co-authored another book, The Superwoman Survival Stories. That's available on Amazon. I also sell them on my website. If you holler at
What's
me,
your website called?
It's www.frenehamilton.com.
Ooh.
You can find me in a parking lot turning heads.
What parking lot?
Yeah, any.
Wow.
The
What parking lot?
pop-ups are real. I have a book on me at all times. So if you
Drop
come
in
up,
Houston
yes.
rappers' lyrics.
If you come up on me, the book will be available. I'm trying to expand into like selling T-shirts, selling merchandise because I'm really big on promoting literacy amongst young people.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, that's what kept me sane. So I want like everybody to be reading. Just like read. Come on, this is a good thing. So that's kind of what I'm trying to expand into. But yeah, it's been a live year.
Happy for your year.
Yes.
That's a positive thing.
At this point, I'm like, I ain't got to do nothing else. Ever. No, I'm just kidding.
Ever? You
Ever.
retiring? You retiring now?
Drop the mic.
Well, I hope you're publishing it.
She might retire
I
from
feel
poetry,
I feel like they're
but that rap
But
album's
it's definitely
coming.
more coming. The
rap
freestyle
album,
is coming. Like that.
Watch that freestyle. There you
That
go.
is like inevitable.
That's what's up.
Yes.
Well, look, we appreciate you coming out.
I appreciate y'all having me.
Yeah, we're really happy to have you once again.
Yes.
I mean, honestly,
Look, y'all are the homies. I feel like this is what's gonna launch my career. Really, just being up at the bench.
We felt like this is what's going to launch our career.
yeah. I was like, what are you talking about?
Hey,
We're supposed to be working together.
Yeah, we are helping each
this
other.
is a
raises all
collaborative
But
effort.
that's what my future wife Issa talked about. Help the people that are on your level.
Yes.
Boom. That's what it is. This has been another In My Humble Opinion podcast. I'm Avery, like a very nice guy. Also,
Did
Carlton.
you just forget your name?
You did.
I did. I know who I am. I'm a dude playing a dude disguised as another dude. So yeah. Plus we have Devon, just Devon.
Just.
Say your name, damn it.
It's just Devon.
There we go.
Wow. That's going to happen every time?
All
I
the
like
time.
it.
Okay.
There we go. And we've been here with Fallon. Renee Hamilton.
Yes.
Or F. Renee Hamilton.
Or F. Renee
Right.
Hamilton.
We'll call it.
You can find her at, website, everything. We really want to thank you for having.
Thank
I'm
you.
sorry. Thank you for coming here. I was like, what am
Oh,
I
and on
talking
Thank you for
Instagram,
having me.
Notorious Foul.
Yes, notorious_foul on the gram.
There we
Yes,
go.
I'm very aware of that one. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for being a good follower. And that's what it is. All right. Goodbye and good night.
Yes.
Bang.
I forgot the. What's that? You forgot to say